Welcome back, everyone. It's been the first time in a long time that I've streamed, but I'm very, very happy to be back. Give me just one moment to pull up my TikTok chat, and then we'll get things going. I also should probably announce that I'm live on like Twitter and Discord, but I gotta pull the TikTok chat up first. Just give me 1 second here. Oh, how did I type in my own TikTok? I typed in my own TikTok name incorrectly. Hold on. I feel like this is too bright. I need like dark mode. Give me Give me dark mode, please. Dark. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Got the TikTok chat open. Let me quickly announce that I'm live on Twitter and Discord. Beautiful. How are y'all feeling today? I'm very excited. Okay. Today is the dawn of a new day, the dawn of a new series. All right, on our stream. Okay. That series is going to be us playing Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green on real hardware. Not just playing the game, we're going to be shiny hunting the game. So, I'm starting to doubt whether or not I should have the DSs in the back because I can't see what I'm doing on the touch screen. And that's how you open the game. Oh my god, this DS is so much brighter than all the other ones. This one is crazy. The screen goes crazy. That's actually insane. All right, let me get all these open to the home screen. This screen looks so vibrant. You can't even see anything on it. Shoot. Should I like lower the brightness? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. I think we can mess around with it when I actually start getting into the game. Oh, one last thing I need to open. I need to open my counter. That way I can track how many of these we've done so far. Beautiful. All right. Cool. Okay. Let's get it. All right, so welcome to a new series on my page where I'm going to be shiny hunting a Charmander, which is going to be tough, I'll admit, okay? But welcome to a new series where I'm going to be shiny hunting not only Charmander, but also an entire playthrough of Pokemon Fire and Red and Leaf Green. So, what does that mean? I want to do an entire playthrough of Fire Red or Leaf Green and only play with shiny Pokemon. So, we're starting with Charmander, but obviously, we can't beat the game with just Charmander. So, we're also going to be shiny hunting some other Pokemon that I don't want to spoil quite yet. You'll find out once we get to that point. But this series is going to be me trying to catch only shinies and beat the game with only shinies. And the way I'm going to do that, or at least the way I'm going to speed up that process, is by playing the game 4 times at once. Okay, because it's already about a 1 in 8,000 chance of finding a shiny in these games, which is a really long time. So what I'm gonna do, I forgot to restart one of these save files. That's so awkward. Give me 1 sec. We got to play this save file. This one specifically, back to the beginning of the game. That's so funny. All right, just start a new game. Okay. Anyways, while I'm starting that new game, I'll finish my introduction. So what I'm going to do is play the game 4 times at once, which will hopefully lower those odds from 1 in 8,000 down to 1 in 2,000. And it'll hopefully take us less time to find a shiny in this game. Because I admit, we have a tall task ahead of us. Trying to play the game 8,000 times just to find our first Pokemon, to turn the game on and off 8,000 times just to start this playthrough is a bit obnoxious. So I want to find a way to kind of speed that process up. And the best way I knew how was to play the game 4 times at once on 2 DSs and 2 Game Boys. Anyways, we got to quickly start this save file real quick by spelling out our name. I'm going to make my name the same on every save file, so it's just going to be Caleb. Beautiful. All right, and then what is our rival's name gonna be? I'm thinking Gary. All right. And then while I'm loading into this save file, I'm just gonna quickly make sure that I'm actually live on like Twitch and YouTube. I always pull up my TikTok chat just to be safe, but I want to make sure I'm live on the other two platforms and nothing glitched out. Because that's happened once or twice before, where like one of my streams just doesn't work. Don't know why. Twitch stream is working. How about the YouTube? Thankfully, it doesn't take too long to start this game. All I got to do is leave my house, try to walk up to the tall grass here, and Professor Oak will stop me. While we're cutting through this dialogue, I'm going to open up my YouTube. Hopefully, the live stream's working. Okay. Seems to be working. Cool. Everything's working. That's all that matters to me. All right. We just got to spam through this dialogue. Apologies. I should have had this done in time. But I only had 3 copies of the game. So I had to buy this copy from a retro game store, and I forgot to delete the save file off of that copy. Okay. Let's save our game right in front of Charmander. Beautiful. And now all 4 copies of this game should load in right in front of Charmander. Meaning, all we have to do to shiny hunt this is pick Charmander as our starter, then go into our party, check if that Charmander's shiny, and if it's not, then we just turn all 4 devices off and turn them all back on. Okay, so with that, we're going to start our first shiny hunt of this Charmander. Let's get it going. I'm super excited. And I think now that we actually got everything set up, we'll turn on some music to play in the background. That way it's not just my voice. All right. Let's begin. What would be the fastest? I think I just press the A buttons here. I can't get over how nice that screen looks. Maybe if I try... Can I try to, like, press all 4 at once? Oh, no. Oh, no. I accidentally tried naming the Charmander. Now I'm going to be stuck in this cutscene. Also, these DSs and Game Boys are definitely going to go all over the place. I'm going to try to keep them on camera, but it's admittedly going to be a little tough. All right. Let's do our first check. Charmander 1, not shiny. Charmander 2, not shiny. I can't get over how bright the screen is. You guys like can't even see it. Oh my god. Okay, I might have to turn down like the brightness on this screen. There's got to be an option for that. I don't know. I haven't used a DS in so long. Alright, none of these Charmanders are shiny. Which means not only can we increase the, counter to 4. Will it work? It's not working. Hello? 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. We increased the counter to 4, and I also have a manual clicker here that we're going to increase every time we get a Charmander, just because I think that's fun. I like the tactile response of that. All right. Let's turn all of these devices off, because we did not get the Charmander. And we'll run it back. I also want to see if there's a way we can lower the brightness of this DS, because holy Hannah, it's bright. Okay. That's a bit better. It's still brighter than everything else we're playing on, but that's okay. Oh, shoot. I was just still affecting the brightness. That's awkward. Okay. I was wondering why it wasn't working. I never clicked off the settings menu. It's just so, like, the contrast of that screen is so crisp. Like, I shouldn't be mad. Like, if anything, it's cool that that DS screen looks so clean. But, like, it's not what I want right now. Hey, what's up, Ace? How you doing? How you doing, Ace? Alright, need to get into both of these games. Eventually, I think as I do this more, I'll find a way to, like, really speed up this process. Like right now I'm only using 2 hands. I should probably be playing on like all 4 at the same time. But I'm clearly not yet mastered the shiny hunting speed run here. It's okay, it'll come with time. We'll get the muscle memory down with time. Alright. Let's look at our Pokemon here. See if any of these are shiny. Darn. How crazy would it be if we just got the shiny in the first hour? First hour of the first day. Anyways, let me grab a tissue here real quick. I got the sniffles. Dude, it took me so... Okay, I can't even get a tissue. Give me one sec. Stuck together. It took me so long just to get the stream set up. Because my stream software, like, it just wasn't working at all. I don't know why. That was really... I don't know, I was getting pissed off. I wanted to start this live stream like an hour ago, and it just would not work. But at least we're here now. That's all that matters. Alright. Reset. Okay. Oh man, this is gonna be a grind, I can already tell. It's gonna be a grind. How do I want to set this up? I don't know. I want to like have the clicker somewhere on the screen, but it won't stay. Whatever. Okay. Also, because I couldn't start the stream right away, we might not go for like a full 5-6 hours like I originally had planned to. That's okay. Alright. Let's see if I can start spamming all these at the same time. Because that would really speed things up if I was able to play all 4 games at once. That's the whole point of having 4 devices. Is to play all 4 at once. Okay. Alright, it's another 4 down. We're up to 12 resets. Thank you for the likes on TikTok. I appreciate you. See, I've never accidentally, like, missed a shiny before, you know what I mean? Thankfully, I've never had the embarrassment of, like, finding a shiny and running away from it, or finding a shiny and turning the system off and on again. In all my years shiny hunting, I've never made that mistake before, and I really don't want to break that streak with this series. So I'm admittedly being like very, very precautious about how I play through all 4 games at once, because I don't want to miss the shiny, especially because I'm looking at 4 screens at once. I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to miss it. Alright. Absolutely hopes this helps you get more exposure. I appreciate you. I don't really know how likes on TikTok work, or like if it really is that good for the algorithm. The TikTok live stream algorithm is the one that I understand the least of like all the streaming platforms, I'll be so honest. Okay. What's up, random girl? How you doing? Alright. I'm just double checking. Listen, I know I might look a little insane staring at all 4 screens individually, but I want to make sure that I don't miss anything. Alright. I do feel like this is going to completely obliterate my my wrists. I'm gonna get insane carpal tunnel syndrome playing this this shiny hunt. But yeah, the goal here is to just find as many shinies as we can. in the first couple weeks of doing these live streams, and then we're gonna play through Fire Red and Leaf Green with only shinies. I feel like I have to contort my hands in such a weird way. That's okay. This is definitely speeding up the process. I can't imagine if we had to do this just on one device, because realistically, I could live stream this like on my computer, and I could play it and screen record it, but then we'd only be able to do this one at a time. And the whole point of this, I want to not only speed up the process, but I also want to do this on natural hardware, like on real hardware. I want to find a shiny on a Game Boy. Maybe I'm just being a little too, I don't know, indie. Maybe I'm a loser, but I want to find a shiny on physical hardware. Okay. I also made sure all of these devices were charged before the live stream today, so hopefully none of them die midstream. Especially the original DS here. It has such a bad battery life. The DS Lite should be fine, and I don't think the Game Boy SPs would give us much problem, but I'm worried about the original DS. I think it's gonna struggle, admittedly. I can be so honest with y'all. Okay. Alright. Let's run it back. It looks so silly, I'll be honest. It looks so silly that I'm just sitting here playing 4 Game Boy games at once. But this is the strat, right? Alright. I also need to be really careful because Shiny Charmander doesn't look that different than a normal Charmander. So I am like naturally worried that I'm gonna miss it, that I'm not gonna notice it, and I will turn the DSs or the Game Boys off. I'm really, really worried about that. So I'm trying to be very, very thorough before I reset and look at all 4 devices individually, so I don't miss it. Okay. Once I get all 4 games open and on the like game menu or the game screen, whatever you want to call it, like I can kind of play them all at the same time. But the reason it's difficult to play them all at the same time at the beginning is because they all get turned on in different ways, and like the Game Boys immediately boot up the game, meanwhile the DSs I have to go through the main menu. So it's a bit tricky to like play all 4 at once the entire live stream. I'm already struggling with it. Okay. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm so nervous I'm gonna miss out on a shiny because it looks almost exactly the same. Like, picking Charmander as my shiny hunt was maybe a bad idea for that reason. However, Charizard looks so cool as a shiny, and his shiny is way different, so it'll be worth it in the long run, I think. Once we get that Charmander and we evolve him to Charizard, it'll be 100% worth it. Okay. How are we all doing tonight, though? How's everyone feeling? I have a bit of a stuffy nose. Oh no, I just tried to nickname all of my Charmanders. Oopsies. That was almost bad. I realized my left hand is low-key covering one of the screens, but that's okay. It's the only way I can play all 4 at the same time. Okay. No shinies. The other reason, by the way, I'm using this clicker is so that I don't lose track of how many shinies I've hunted. If anyone watched my Mario Kart live stream where I was doing 100 laps in Mario Kart and racing around the same track 100 times, you'll know that I forgot to hit the button to increase the number so many times that by the time I thought I hit 100 laps, I had actually done 150 laps. So I had done well over the work that I needed to, and it was my own fault. It was my fault for doing too much because I just kept forgetting to increase the counter on screen. So, keep myself honest and to make sure I don't miss any any totals here, we have the counter on screen and a physical counter in my hand. And as long as they're both the same number, I'll know that I haven't messed up that count. Because otherwise, I know I would. It's been proven that I would mess up the count if I wasn't using a backup plan and a backup counter. I guess I don't need to record the rest of the stream. Like, I wanted to record the intro, but truly, I don't need to record, like, 5 hours of me just spamming through shinies. So who knows if we'll even get one tonight. And if we do, I can always go back and save that section of the stream. I don't need to record the entire stream. Okay. I keep accidentally punching my tripod with my hand because, like, the tripod is basically sitting in my lap right now in order for me to get a good angle for all four of these games. See, I'll admit, I'd probably make this a lot easier for myself if I was playing on like 4 DSs or 4 Game Boys, because then they would all start the same way, they would all turn on and off the same way, and they would all have the same number of button presses to do this shiny hunt. However, the issue with that, you know, hypothetical, that utopia I just talked about, is I don't own 4 DSs or 4 Game Boys. So this is like the best setup I can do. And one of these aren't even mine. I'm borrowing someone's DS for this. Shout out my boy Josh. Like, I don't even own 4 devices to begin with, let alone 4 of the same device. I had to borrow people's games for this. So yeah, it would definitely make the shiny hunt easier if I was using 4 Game Boys or 4 DSs, but it's kind of out of my control. I will say as well, this is one of the few live streams I've ever done where I think it might look better on TikTok. And I can't explain why. I mean, maybe it's because the face cam and the hand camera down here look a lot more even. And it looks just more, what's the word I'm looking for? Symmetrical. The stream looks more symmetrical. I need to like move my keyboard out of the way, low key. It's like blocking my arm from properly playing the game. Give me one sec. Can we move the keyboard? Is that possible? I might have to move some other things as well. That's better. I had to move some stuff around here, including the mouse. The mouse might have to just go over there. I don't know where I want to put the mouse. It can stay there. I don't really need to use the mouse right now anyways. I just needed the keyboard out of my way, bro. Sorry about that. This should be a little bit more comfortable for me now. I'm not resting my arm on a keyboard. Like, the corner of the keyboard was just stabbing my arm. Alright. Cool. Alright. I'm like individually looking at each screen before I reset. Because I am that scared that I'm gonna miss the shiny, bro. So nervous. Alright. Also, I don't think I said this at the beginning of the stream, but for anyone who's curious, I'm playing on 2 copies of Fire Red and 2 copies of Leaf Green because I wanted there to be like an equal chance that I find the shiny on either game. I don't really have a preference of which game I find the shiny on. In fact, like, I don't really care. I just wanted it to be fair between the two, you know? Like, I didn't want to play on 4 copies of Fire Red. The same reason I didn't want to play on 4 copies of Leaf Green. Also, I don't own 4 copies of either game. I only owned 3 copies total. I had 2 Leaf Greens and 1 Fire Red. And like I said at the beginning of the stream, for that reason I had to actually go buy a second copy of Fire Red so I could do 4 playthroughs at once. Yeah. And some of these systems I'm playing on are so old, bro. Like this blue DS here, I won that at a church event in like 5th grade, which also, looking back, kind of crazy that a church event was giving away Nintendo DSs. You know what makes it even funnier? It wasn't even my church. I went to my friend's church and I won a DS. So yeah, I kind of feel bad because like I don't think I ever went back to that church again. Like I just showed up for one Sunday service. I won a DS and then I never went back. I mean, I definitely didn't win this thing at my church. My church was poor. But I went to one of my buddy's churches one time. I won this DS, never went back. And looking back on that, it makes me feel kind of bad. I feel like a scammer, bro. Up to 52. Yeah, I don't know. It's so funny. Anyways, the whole reason I brought that up, by the way, was because I just wanted to explain how old some of these devices are. Like, I've had this blue DS since I was in 5th grade, bro. That's when I was 10 years old. I'm 27 now. I've had this DS for 17 years. That's insane to think about. Absolutely insane. Also, I'm trying to keep all 4 of these systems in a nice, like, even kind of layout here. But as I aggressively spam the A and B buttons, they're obviously moving around a little bit, so if one of them like goes off screen completely, like this one, I'll just try to push it back. Just remind me. Alright. Now, I'll be honest, this clicker only goes up to 9,999. So hopefully this doesn't take 10,000 tries, because then we'll run out of clicks on that clicker. But I don't think it'll take 10,000 because, like I said, it's a 1 in 8,000 shot. I mean, I guess maybe it could go over 10,000. But by playing it on 4 systems at once, it should hopefully speed up this process for us. And by increasing our odds 4 times as much, we should hopefully only have to reset 2,000 times. But again, that's looking at averages, not realistic expectations. I've had shiny hunts take me literal months because my luck is so bad. Dude, I had a shiny hunt, one of the first shiny hunts I actually ever did on camera, fun fact. was in Pokemon Sword, and the odds in that game are so good. It's like 1 in 800, 1 in 400 if you find a shiny charm. But anyways, the odds are like 1 in 800, and I had a shiny take me literal months and almost 5,000 resets. Anyways, that was one of my lowest moments on stream. My first shiny hunt ever, and the odds were just so piss poor. What's up, Hollow Man? How you doing? Wonderful to see you, brother. Only 2,000 times, what a bargain, I know. Oh. See, this is why I keep the clicker, because if I ever notice that the counter on screen is behind, I can use the clicker as a way to check my work. Make sure I'm not forgetting to increase the counter on screen. We're at 60 resets so far tonight. If you think about it, we're basically halfway there to 2,000. Sorry. I'm starting to figure out the optimal way to play all 4 of these devices at once. It's still a little tricky, though. And so far, the only way I figured out how to do it is by low-key covering one of the screens, so apologies. This is like the only way I can figure out how to play all 4 at the same time. Playing 2 on one hand, 2 on the other hand. Oh wait, why did this one not open? Okay. I'm good. I beat the base game of Alien Isolation. Gonna take a break before attempting the DLC. That game shot my nerves. I'd imagine, bro. I'm terrible with horror games. I've only played a horror game once on stream, and I didn't beat it. Because, like, I'm just so bad when it comes to getting scared and not being, like, an absolute baby on stream. Alright. Just started playing Silksong the other day. Dude, okay, I'll be honest. I really want to play Silksong, but I've never even played, like, the original Hollow Knight. And I feel like I'd be a fake fan if I just dove straight into Silksong on day 1. Like, I'd be a poser. So, I want to play Hollow Knight first. I own Hollow Knight. The problem is it's one of the many games that I have on my to-do list, but I've not actually played. One of the many games in my backlog. We've had this conversation before, so that's no surprise. It's nothing new. But, yeah. Hollow Knight's one of the games that I really need to finally play. Yeah. If it helps, there were times where I was too scared to leave the room I was in. That does make me feel a little bit better, I'll be honest. Oh, man. It's similar to Hollow Knight gameplay-wise, but I do suggest playing the first one before Silksong. Yeah, no. And I really want to play Silksong. Like, it seems dope. But those are 2 games I definitely want to play in the correct order. So, I don't know. We'll get to it eventually. Sadly, I just have so many games on my backlog, and my problem is I never play anything new. Like, even right now, I've played both Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green before. Do I really need to play them again? No. But do I want to shiny hunt these games? Yes. Because I think it would be fun. Yeah, I don't know. I've never played any of the, like, old Game Boy games. in a shiny hunting fashion before. Like I've never tried to shiny hunt on like the Game Boy games, which is kind of crazy to me. So this is definitely something new for me. Not only is it new content, but it's also a whole new like style of content where I'm playing 4 games at once. I mean, I know it's not great. The quality is difficult to see, but once we do finally find a shiny, I could boot it up on my GameCube and start recording it on screen. So, for example, actually, I could do that right now if I wanted to. Give me one sec. So, once I find a shiny in one of these games, I can open it on GameCube and stream it on my GameCube, and then you get to watch much better quality video. Of course, my GameCube has been having issues where system settings keep resetting. Oh wait, no, I didn't mean to fix. God dang it, GameCube, leave me alone. Actually, why did you not open the Game Boy game that's in here? Question. There we go. Yeah, so I could play it on my GameCube. What game do I have in here right now? Monster Force. Okay, leave me alone. I don't want to play Monster Force right now. That's so funny. Why do I have Monster Force plugged into my GameCube? Anyways, back to the shiny hunt. We did not find a shiny this time. But yeah, so I know the quality doesn't look great on stream right now because I have to record these devices from a camera and not screen record them with my capture card. But I just don't own 4 capture cards. That's why I can't record all 4 at once. If I had 4 capture cards, then that'd be a different story. But also, that would be an insane thing to do. I would be a chronically insane person if I had 4 capture cards. But yeah, I eventually will be able to play this in screen recording, which means it'll look a lot better. And the whole point of this series is to beat the game with shinies only. So I want that gameplay, like actually beating the game and playing the game, to be on screen recording. So that Let's Play will at least look pretty. Okay. There's a little hair on my screen. Probably a dog hair. Okay. I 111% Hollow Knight. I didn't get the last 1% as I felt like that was enough. What does 111% mean? What? I've heard of 100% in games before. And I've heard of games that like you can 101%, which I think is silly. There's no such thing as 101%. Just 100%. Like, what are we doing here? But what is 111? And also, based off that comment, does that mean that there's 112% of the game in Hollow Knight? I'm so confused. I don't understand. I don't understand. Alright. You wanna know something funny, by the way? I'm gonna let you all know a little secret. I low-key wasn't gonna say this on stream because I was too embarrassed. But this actually isn't the first time I've shiny hunt in these games. There was a very brief period of time, I don't know if anyone will even know this, very, very brief period of time, where I stopped streaming on Twitch and I moved over to TikTok. Okay, it was only for like a month. Okay, I'm embarrassed to admit it. And the reason I moved over to TikTok is because I, one, was getting a little frustrated with Twitch, and I still am in some ways, but the other reason I moved over to TikTok is because I didn't want to multi-stream. I didn't want to have to focus on 4 chats at once. I guess technically right now I'm only focusing on 3 because I stopped live streaming to Instagram. I don't do that shit anymore. But yeah, for like a single month of my life, moved my stream from Twitch over to TikTok. And there was one day, only one day, and therefore only one live stream, where I tried shiny hunting a Game Boy Pokemon game. I think it was Pokemon Sapphire. I don't actually even remember which game it was specifically. But I was only playing one game. I wasn't playing four at once like I am right now. Yeah, I was only playing one game at a time, and therefore it was a very slow process. I think in that live stream, I did 300 resets, and obviously I did not find a shiny. But I don't know. I wanted to tell that story because I felt like a liar when I said earlier that I've never shiny hunted on the Game Boy Pokemon games before. Technically, that's not true. Yeah, I look back at that time in my live streaming hobby with a very weird attitude. I almost cringe because, like, looking back, why did I leave Twitch for TikTok, bro? That's such a dumb decision. Especially when I get like the most viewers on Twitch, but whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I do think though there was some merit to it, and like I had kind of the correct justification for it. Like if there was ever a good reason to switch over from Twitch to TikTok, the reason that I originally had, which was I don't want to look at multiple chats at once, that was valid. And I still kind of agree with that, which I know might sound hypocritical as someone who is actively multi-streaming right now on like 3 platforms and trying to read 3 chats at once. But the reason I agree with it is because it's so much more difficult to read 3 chats at once, and I feel like you can't give the proper attention to 3 chats at once. Like, oftentimes, my attention is split between Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok, and that's not fair to you guys as the viewers. So, I fully agree that multi-streaming is a bad thing for the viewers, but it is, at the same time, a good thing for the streamer. Because nowadays, just in today's live streaming environment, you cannot grow if you're only streaming on one platform. I mean, hell, you can't even grow if you're only streaming. That's one thing that I struggle with. Like, to grow online nowadays, you need to do live streams, you need to upload YouTube videos, you need to post like short videos on TikTok and Instagram. Like, it's so much, it almost becomes like a full-time job. And I don't have the time for it to be my full-time job because I have a real full-time job. So like, one of the areas in which I acknowledge that I struggle as a streamer is that kind of marketing and outreach perspective. Like, it's admittedly difficult for my live stream to grow because I only live stream. I don't post YouTube videos. I don't really post clips that much, which definitely is not helping myself. But as much as I hate multi-streaming from the viewer's perspective, and I feel bad for the viewers because my attention is split multiple ways, it is necessary if you want the best chance at growing online. Okay. Anyways. Yeah, I don't like talking about the short period of my life, that 1 month of my life where I moved over from Twitch to TikTok, because I find it very embarrassing. It's very cringe. That's why I don't multi-stream. I have difficulty with one chat, let alone more than one. Yeah, I feel that. I 100% relate to that. So 100% is the base game. The last 12% is the free DLC. I guess that makes sense. And I kind of support that idea. The idea of making the DLC separate from 100%. So that way you don't have to buy the DLC to 100% the game. I actually like that. And I agree with that as a concept. I just thought it was funny that you said that there was 112% of the game and you had 111%ed the game so far, and I was so confused what that meant in relation to like normal 100%. Um, but I actually really like that because, and you all should know this by now, I'm someone who heavily disagrees with paid DLC being a requirement to complete a video game. Um, so yeah, I kind of like that a lot, actually. Also, not to sidetrack from the topic of discussion, but we're at our first 100 resets, boys. We're in the triple digits. Let's get it. But yeah, no, I actually I like that a lot. Cause like I'm someone who prefers to 100% games if it's reasonable. For example, I didn't 100% Breath of the Wild because I thought the Korok seeds were not reasonable. But otherwise, I pretty much did everything else in Breath of the Wild. Um, so like I'll try to 100% a video game within reason. And something that's always bummed me out with some games that I played on stream is that I was never able to 100% them because I didn't own the DLC. So that's actually a pretty considerate way of doing things, especially for the player base. Very considerate to not force the player base to buy your DLC just to 100% the game. The Korok seeds are totally unreasonable. Yeah. Yeah. I fully agree. And it's almost like a slap in the face when you do find them all, because the item you get is a golden piece of poop. Like, why would I want that? That's that's almost like the game pointing at you and laughing for being such a degenerate. Like, haha, you're a loser that has no life. Like, what the heck, bro? It's messed up. I just want to play the video game and have fun. But like, speaking of games that have unreasonable 100%, Mario Kart World is a recent example of that. Because I 100% everything in that game except for the open world. I 100% time trials, Grand Prix, Knockout Tour, everything except open world. And the reason I didn't 100% open world is because it takes so long to do. It's so tedious to do. And the reward you get is nothing. You get absolutely nothing. Which also just feels like a slap in the face. So, I don't know. That game made me very mad. Especially because it's $80. And it does not feel like it's worth it. But I don't know what's worse now that I think about it. Like, I don't know if it's worse to 100% Mario Kart World, spend all of that time grinding the open world just to get nothing, or to 100% Breath of the Wild, and your reward for the Korok seeds is golden poop. Like, I genuinely, I don't know. What's worse? Nothing or golden poop? I think it might be the golden poop, because that just feels like an actual slap in the face. Okay. Oh, I forgot to... Got a little ahead of myself. Sorry. I forgot to grab Charmander. Yeah, I heard 100%ing World was a huge disappointment. Oh yeah, 100%. It really bummed me out. I was actually getting like both mad and sad on live stream. The last live stream I did of Mario Kart World was my attempt at 100%ing the open world. And I only made it like 2 hours in. And I was just so disappointed and bummed out. I don't know. Definitely not worth it. Hey, what's up, Drac? Oopsies. Press the wrong button. I'm doing alright, Drac. How about you? I'm excited to be back on stream, I'll say that. Like, I took about a month off from live streaming because I started this new job and I wanted to get used to this new job. But now that I'm starting to get settled in, figured we might as well come back to live streaming with some new content. Specifically, some Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green shiny hunting. Which I'm thrilled about. Because like I said, I've never shiny hunted these games before. And I'm very, very excited to make a new series out of this. I know I said this once already, but you weren't here, Drax. I'll repeat myself real quick. The plan with this series is that I'm going to eventually beat Pokemon Fire Red Leaf Green with only shinies, similar to what I did a couple years ago on Pokemon Sword, which is the only other game I've done that challenge in before. Yeah, the only other game that I've beaten with shinies only is Pokemon Sword, and that was a grind. This will probably be even more of a grind, but that's okay. I'm still trying to plan out like how many shinies I want to catch, because like realistically, you could beat the game with 2 shinies. They're just both gonna have to be HM slaves, which would be kind of sad and embarrassing. Both of my shinies just HM slaves. Oh, what a terrible existence. So like, yeah, sure, I could beat the game with 2 shinies, but I don't necessarily want to beat the game with only 2 shinies. However, at the same time, I don't want to like catch an entire party of 6 Pokemon, especially with the odds for shinies in these games being 1 in 8,000. Like, I don't think it's worth my time. What little free time I have to get an entire party of 6 Pokemon. So we'll try to like split the difference. Maybe I'll get like 3 or 4 shinies, and we'll beat the game that way. But I don't know. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. Okay. Just double checking real quick that none of these have a shiny on it. I'm very nervous that I'm gonna miss it because shiny Charmander looks so similar. I'm very, very nervous. So speaking of how many shinies I want to catch, I was doing some planning of like what would be some easy shinies to get, and I think it's possible and realistic to get 4 shinies for this playthrough. It might be excessive though. Maybe we only do like 3 shinies, but I think 4 is possible. And also, it would make the game way more fun to beat if we did 4 shinies. Like, 3 is doable, but in order to beat the game with 3, one of those 3 is going to be an HM slave, and then the other 2 Pokemon are also going to have to learn 3 HMs between the 2 of them. Because there's 7 HMs in this game. So, spreading 7 HMs across 3 Pokemon is a little rough. Like, all of your Pokemon are going to have their movesets kind of clogged with HMs. But if I catch 4 shiny Pokemon, it's a bit better to spread 7 HMs across 4 shinies. I feel like that's a bit more reasonable. I'm working on getting shiny Cherubi or Cherim. Ooh, that'd be a good shiny. I got 1 so far, but other than that, I'm good. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear you're doing well. I feel bad. See, this is why I hate taking breaks from live streams, because I feel like I'm so behind on like my, I don't know, my social skills and just like I feel behind on like talking with people. Like I haven't talked to some of y'all in like a month, and it sucks. I feel bad. But I will say, I definitely needed to take time away from stream because this new job has been very stressful, very overwhelming. And while I'm starting to get the hang of it, I'm still not even like fully comfortable yet. Like I still have a lot more to learn, which was not something I wanted to balance on top of live streaming. Like I didn't want to have to learn a new job and then come home and live stream every day. But I am excited to be back, especially because we got a whole new series. Listen, this is like brand new content for me, something we've never done before, and I think that alone is getting me like very hyped up, very excited. Don't forget to claim shiny Wochen and Chen Pao. And okay, wait, there's 3 shinies In Scarlet and Violet, I should definitely do that. I should definitely do. I'm gonna put that on my to-do list real quick on my phone. Let me write this down on my phone. Okay. Oh wait, I spelled Scarlet wrong. How the heck did I do that? Okay. I put it on my to-do list, Drac. Thank you for reminding me, brother. I keep having someone named LeBron join my TikTok chat and then leave. And like, I feel like I'm getting baited into thinking LeBron's in the chat. My goat. I don't know why they keep joining and leaving though. LeBron keeps blue balling me in my TikTok chat. It's teasing me. Wait, did I press the wrong button? Might have. Yeah. Cool. Also, hopefully we don't get like a shiny with a terrible nature. One thing I hate about shiny hunting, just something that's always bothered me a little bit, is like it takes you so long just to find a shiny in the first place, and then when you do, it's completely up to chance whether or not that shiny has a good or bad nature for that specific Pokemon. Like, for my Charmander at least, I would love if I could get like a nature that would boost my speed, my special attack, or maybe like my HP. But like, otherwise, like, there are some natures that would probably be a complete waste of time for me. Like if I get a nature that boosts my defense, I don't care. My attack, also don't really care. So hopefully we get a good nature on it. But I mean, it's not the end of the world. Nature doesn't really like make or break a playthrough. Now, if you're doing like a hardcore run or like a Kaizo run, then sure, nature's a little bit more important. But like, we're just doing a normal playthrough with shinies only. That's the only twist. So the nature of the Pokemon's not going to matter too much. Alright. Also, after the Chi-Yu event ends, you'll be able to obtain that one as well. Ooh, okay. See, because I've been gone for like a month with this new job, I also like have not been playing any video games the last month. So I'm very out of the loop, I'll be honest. Yeah, I've barely been playing any games lately, which is such a weird feeling for me. Normally I'm playing games like every day. I don't know what that sound. What was that? Was that just one of... Wait, was that just... I thought it was a notification for a second, but it's just one of the sound effects I have on stream. I low-key forgot about that. Dude, you got me... I thought I was tweaking for a second, Drac, I'm gonna be honest. Thank you for the sound effect, random girl. Anyways, it's another 4 down. I'm curious, like, so we're almost an hour in, and we've done 140 resets. However, I did spend like the first 10 minutes of the stream just like doing an introduction and like talking. So I can't yet really figure out how long this is going to take. Because logically you would think like, oh, we were an hour into the stream, 140 resets. That means we're going to be doing 140 resets every hour. But in reality, like, it could be more than that because the first 10 minutes of the stream were spent talking and introducing this series. I think it maybe be a little bit more likely that we're getting like 150, 160 every hour, which isn't terrible. Definitely not bad for these games. These games are so slow to shiny hunt in. So getting 150, 160 an hour is pretty good. I'm gonna have to remember to charge all of these devices after the stream tonight. Just need some water. I'm getting thirsty. Thirsty Thursday, you know what I mean? Sorry. Okay. Dude, LeBron keeps joining my TikTok stream, bro. Every time I look over at the TikTok stream, it's just LeBron. It's so funny. All right. I will say, though, speaking of the new job, it's forced me to have a much better sleep schedule because I'm just working from 6 a.m. to 4 a.m. every shift. There's no variance in my schedule the way there used to be with my old job at the amusement park. Like, at my old job, I would work a morning shift, and then the next day, like, I'd work till 2 a.m. at night. Like, there is no consistency with it. So the one nice thing about this new job is the consistent schedule, but also the consistent sleep schedule, because I felt a little bad low-key with my stream schedule, because I always announced my streams as either being morning streams, midday streams, or nighttime streams. However, with my old job and my old sleep schedule, a morning stream could be as late as like 2 p.m. and a night stream could be as late as like 3 a.m. With my new job being a consistent schedule and thus giving me a consistent sleep schedule, when I announce a morning stream, it means it's going to be in the morning. It's not going to happen at like 2 p.m. when I wake up. Or if I announce like a nighttime stream, it means that it's actually going to be at night and not like 3 a.m. Like, there should be a bit more consistency now with my stream schedule as well. Up to 152. But yeah. The only bad thing about my job being 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. And it's mostly because I have to wake up at 6. This is the reason it's a bad thing. I'm not going to be able to stream in like the middle of the night anymore. So if anyone was a night owl like I used to be, and if anyone enjoyed my 3 a.m. live streams, those will sadly be going away because I have to wake up at like 4 or 5 in the morning every day now. But maybe that's for the better. And again, it is definitely going to be a good thing that when I announce a stream, the timing will actually be accurate. Because again, not that it wasn't necessarily accurate in the past, it was just not universally understood that like if I said I was doing a stream in the morning, that meant I was doing a stream when I woke up at 1 in the afternoon. Now, if I say I'm doing a stream in the morning, people will actually understand what I mean. And that stream will happen actually in the morning. But yeah, no more 3 a.m. live streams. What a shame. What a bummer. I will say though, having like hunch over my desk and like look down at these Game Boys is starting to already hurt my back. These might not be streams that I'll be able to do for many, many hours straight. We're definitely not going to be able to do any shiny hunting marathons on Fire Red and Leaf Green, that's for sure. That's okay. Yeah. The one thing that's tripping me up is the start buttons are in a different spot on the DS versus the DS Lite. The start button's in a completely different place. So to open up my Pokemon bag, I have to really, really tweak my muscle memory here. Yeah. Also, like I said, I know the quality isn't great, but both my webcam and my hand cam, sorry, didn't mean to poke you in the eye. Both of them are like $14, like very, very cheap. So that's why the quality is not peak, because I am poor. Okay. I do think I'm finally starting to get this muscle memory down, though. What buttons I need to press when. I'm getting a little bit faster at this and a bit more efficient at playing all four at the same time. I tried to look up like a lot of tips and tricks when it came to shiny hunting these games and like which hunts were the easiest to do. For example, and I said I wasn't going to spoil which shinies we would go for in this game, but I'll give you a little hint. The arcade corner is apparently one of the best spots to shiny hunt in this game. So we might do one of those shiny hunts specifically at the arcade corner. There's a couple other places where like it's not less odds per se. Like the odds of finding a shiny are still 1 in 8,000, just like it is right now for this. But even though the odds are the same, it's more efficient to shiny hunt certain Pokemon in certain areas. So that should hopefully speed up the process of finding shinies in this game, which is all I really care about. And the arcade corner is one of the most efficient shiny hunts you can do in this game, so we're definitely going to head over there eventually. But first, we got to find this Charmander before I start getting ahead of myself, before I start talking about this freaking arcade zone. We got to find Charmander. But again, I'm actually kind of looking forward to that arcade corner shiny hunt, just because it seems like a really cool shiny hunt to do. Very, like, different, out of the box. I'm looking forward to that. I woke up so late today because I don't know, I could not sleep last night. I woke up a million times in the middle of the night and I just slept so terribly. So I ended up sleeping in and sleeping really, really late, which means my sleep schedule is going to be off today going into tomorrow. That's not good because I got to wake up for a 6 a.m. shift. So I'm really hoping I can like knock myself out, just concuss myself so I actually fall asleep on time tonight and wake up in time tomorrow for my work. We'll see. I don't have the highest hopes. Okay. Worst case, I just go to work tomorrow on like 4 hours of sleep, come home and immediately pass out. I've already done that once with this new job, which is not good. It's not a habit I should get into, I'll admit. But like, problem is I'm just so used to staying up. Like, I mean, you all know it. I was just talking about it. I used to love doing 3 a.m. live streams. But now that I gotta wake up at like 4 a.m., it's been a struggle to try to convince myself to go to bed earlier. And like, I'll forget to go to sleep or I'll get distracted by like something I'm working on. And I'll notice it's midnight. And immediately the first thing I think to myself is like, oh, fuck. I'm screwed. Because if it's midnight and I have to wake up at 4 a.m., I'm getting 4 hours of sleep max. Which is not good. Not enough sleep. So, yeah, I don't know. I've been trying to go to bed way earlier lately. And I have a feeling that's going to be tough tonight because I woke up so late. But as long as I go to bed before midnight, hopefully we'll be okay. And like I said, worst case, I come home and immediately go back to bed. Hey, thank you for the follow, Dominique. Hopefully I said your name right. I don't know. I just kind of said it the colloquial way of doing it. But yeah. I'm okay with that. Honestly, I would be okay with coming home from work tomorrow and immediately passing out. Especially because I'm not streaming tomorrow, so what do I care? But then on Tuesday, we are going to stream this all over again. We're going to do this all over again unless I find the shiny today. In which case, I'll have to come up with a new plan for my Tuesday live stream. But I'm not expecting to find the shiny today, which is why I'm going to stream this again on Tuesday, and we're going to keep working on it. But yeah, I'm honestly okay with just immediately passing out tomorrow, because that means I'll for sure be awake on Tuesday for my live stream then. So who cares if I pass out on Monday? I also don't really know where the shiny symbol would appear. Does anyone in the chat know? Like, where would the shiny symbol appear on screen? Would it be like in the box or like off to the side on the descriptor? The little description of the Pokemon, sorry, I kind of pronounced that weird. I mixed up the word description and descriptor. Yeah, I don't know where the shiny symbol would be. I mean, obviously, like, I hope I would be able to tell that it's shiny because it changes from orange to yellow, but at the same time, that's not that big of a change. So I'm a little worried that I wouldn't notice. I don't know, man. I live in a constant anxiety that I'm going to mess up a shiny hunt and like miss a shiny Pokemon. I don't know why. I felt the same way back in the day when I used to like shiny hunt Pokemon Sword or Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. Like, wait, I haven't even checked yet. I don't know. Like, those games always had me so nervous that I was going to miss a shiny or not catch a shiny and run away from it instead. And that nervousness is now carrying over into Fire Red and Leaf Green. Like I said, that my back is hurting. I don't know why. Must just be the angle I have to sit at to look at all four of these screens at once. Oh man. I am very curious though to see like how long this series takes me. Just how many live streams it'll take us to find the 3 or 4 shinies I want in order to beat the game, and then how long it'll take me to beat the game. But that'll probably be way less time. Oops, I pressed the wrong button. Once we have the shinies, beating this game will be easy. Oh. See, this is why we keep this clicker around, because I realized that my counter on stream was behind. The number on stream was behind the number on the counter. On the clicker, sorry. That's why we have the clicker. To double check our work, to keep ourselves honest. It's working. Yeah, I don't know, like, if it's a realistic goal, but I would love to try to get to like 500 resets today. We did 140 in the first hour. But, like I said twice already, the first hour was spent mostly talking, introducing the live stream and the series. And also, I was still getting used to like the fastest way to do this. My muscle memory was still kind of forming, and I definitely wasn't used to playing 4 games at once yet. So the first hour was way slower than I expect the rest of this grind to go. So I don't know. Maybe it's possible to get 500 resets tonight. We'll see. It would help if I moved a little bit faster, but like I said, I'm so nervous I'm gonna miss a shiny. So I'm like looking at all 4 screens like individually. Yeah. We just gotta keep grinding. Grind does not stop, never stops. Can't stop, won't stop. This is also going to be one of the longest shiny hunts we've ever done, not just because the odds are 1 in 8,000, which are the worst odds of any Pokemon game I've ever shiny hunted in. There's a reason I've never shiny hunted in like the first 5 games, because the first 5 generations has the worst odds possible. But the other reason this is going to be a super slow shiny hunt is because once we get to this screen here, where we can see all 4 Charmanders and confirm that none of them are shiny, we have to turn the system off, turn all the systems back on, and then once we finally get into the game, which even is going to take us a second here, we have to go through all the dialogue of picking your starter Pokemon, which is way more dialogue and just way more time wasted compared to any other shiny hunt in this game. Like getting through the menu here and then talking to Professor Oak and Gary, all of this dialogue is going to take way more time than literally any other shiny hunt we could do. So that's why some of the other shiny hunts I plan on doing, like at the arcade zone, or arcade corner, I keep calling it arcade zone. I don't know why. Maybe because Safari Zone is a thing in this game. But like, compared to, say, the shiny hunt at the arcade corner, this is so much slower. However, once we can get through this shiny hunt, and once we finally have our shiny Charmander, every shiny hunt we do after this will be faster. So that is kind of some light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak. Get a little bit of optimism in the chat. This might be the slowest shiny hunt in the game, but that means every shiny hunt after this will be faster. Yay. Dude, I keep seeing LeBron join my TikTok chat, bro, and every time I see it, it just like distracts me. I don't know why this dude with the name LeBron keeps entering and leaving and entering and leaving my TikTok chat, but it's so funny because it distracts me every time I see the name LeBron pop up on my page. Yeah, I don't know where the heck the shiny symbol would appear on the menu. Probably Google that. I'm gonna Google that on my phone real quick while the cutscene loads here. Let me just Google like Pokemon Fire Red, Leaf Green, Shiny. Maybe that'll pop up with what I'm looking for. Where would it appear? Like, oh, okay, so it does appear in the menu on the picture of Charmander. I'll show you what I mean in a second, 'cause while I explained it verbally, it'll just be easier if you guys can see it on screen. You know, if we find a shiny right now, I could show you with a real life example. So maybe the game should just give me a shiny. That way I can show you all what I'm talking about in real life. Show you a real life example of what a shiny looks like. Okay. So sadly no shinies this time, but the shiny symbol would appear like right up here in the corner on the picture of Charmander. So that's where we're looking. We want to make sure, just to guarantee we don't miss it, that we're looking in the picture of the Charmander to see if there's a shiny symbol there or not. Okay. We got this. Feeling confident, boys. Feeling good. Yeah, I think my goal for the night is going to be 500 resets. We'll see if we can do that. We'll see if that's realistic, especially because my original plan was to live stream for like 6 hours, and then my stream software was glitching out. So I wasn't able to get the stream started right on time. We probably won't go for a whole 6 hours, but we'll see. It'll definitely be more like 4 or 5 hours, but that's okay. I should text my wife real quick. Give me 1 second. Let me just text her real quick. Oh, wait, this music's a bop. We're out here vibing. If you think about it, if we can do 500 resets tonight, then mathematically this would only take 4 live streams, because our odds of getting this Charmander... Oh, wait, no. That's technically incorrect math. Disregard everything I've ever said. Don't listen to anything I've ever said. Wait, is it going to increase? Okay, sorry. The counter on screen wasn't increasing. Yeah, don't mind me. I'm telling lies. I love telling my little lies. You can see like my hands vibrating as I spam the buttons. Don't mind me. It's so funny. Come on, Gary, pick your Pokemon. Bro's so slow. Okay. Keep resetting. Shiny hunting is such a love-hate relationship for me because, like, the grind is so rough, but the payoff is so worth it. Especially for this series specifically, given we're going to try to beat the game with only shiny Pokemon. Like, that is such an accomplishment and such a, like, feat. It's almost like bragging rights. that it'll be worth it in the end. Once we finally complete this series and we're having our team of all shinies registered into the Hall of Fame, then it'll be worth it. So it's a lot of work, but at least the payoff is good. Payoff's definitely worth it. I'll give you all a little, inside scoop here. I low-key want to be able to say that I've beaten every generation of Pokemon with shinies only. Because so far I've only done it in one game, and that was Pokemon Sword. So I can say that I've beaten that game with only shinies. But what I really, really want to do in my lifetime is be able to say that I've beaten every Pokemon game with shinies only. Now, granted, I mean more like every region. For example, I'm not going to beat both Fire Red and Leaf Green with shinies only. Whichever game I find a shiny in, that's the game we're going to play. But similarly, actually, to give another example, like, I'm not going to beat Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald with shinies only. But I would like to maybe one day beat at least one of them with shinies only. So this is the start of not only a series within Fire Red and Leaf Green, but this might be the start of like a series on my channel that exists for multiple years to come. And that series is going to be beating every Pokemon game that has ever been released with shinies only. So it's going to be a grind, but I think it'll be worth it. And there's a reason I'm starting with Fire Red and Leaf Green, and it's because I want to beat the first generation games first. Like, obviously. I'm going to start with the Kanto region, and then go all the way up through every set of games. So once we're done beating these games with shiny only, maybe we move on to Heart Gold and Soul Silver. And then once we beat the Johto region with shinies only, we move on to the Hoenn region, and then the Sinnoh region. And we just beat every region, every set of games, until we're done. Until we've been able to say that we can beat every Pokemon game with shinies only. That's my end goal. End goal is to be able to say that I've beaten every Pokemon region with shinies only. But that's gonna be a long ways away, I'll be honest. I can admit that. For now, we're starting from the ground floor. We're starting at level 1, which is just beating the first ever Pokemon games with shiny only, which this is gonna be a tough task. I mean, the original games didn't even have shinies. Pokemon Red, Blue, Green, Yellow, those did not have shinies. It's the whole reason I'm playing on Fire Red and Leaf Green. But even so, even playing on Fire Red and Leaf Green, the odds of getting a shiny are so low that it really is going to just be a grind. It is going to be an absolute slog. Like, slow as molasses. But hopefully, like I said, once this challenge has been completed, it'll be worth it. Oh boy. Yeah, I can't tell if my back hurts because of the way I'm like leaning over my desk to look at these consoles, or if my back hurts because I slept so poorly last night. Like, genuinely, I feel like trash right now. Today should have been a recover day for me where I just rest, relax, and try to feel better. And instead, we're sitting here shiny hunting Charmander in Fire Red Leaf Green, which is the opposite of rest and relaxation, I'll be honest. Pokemon Red, Blue, Green did have shinies, you just can't see the difference until you transfer them to a game with color? Wait, really? I always thought they didn't have shinies. Like, they just didn't have shinies at all. I've never heard that before. I never even knew that. Wait, so how do you... Is there any way of knowing if a Pokemon's shiny before you transfer it to, like, gold or silver? Like... Because that seems like an impossibility. Like, you would never know if a Pokemon's shiny unless you transfer every Pokemon you ever caught over to the Generation 2 games. The stat values? What do you mean? I'm very curious. Dude, it's still so crazy to me how much brighter the DS Lite screen is compared to all of the other screens that we're using. Like the Game Boy SPs and the regular DS, the first generation DS, their screens they're bright, but like it's more of just a backlight. You know, it's nothing too crazy. The Game Boy SP and the Generation 1 DS compared to a Game Boy Light, dude, this Game Boy Light looks like crystal clear. So much brighter than all the other devices we have on camera right now. Okay. Coming up on an hour and 30 here. Yeah, we're already moving at a much... Why? I feel like my A button isn't working all the time on this Game Boy, which is not good. Because it's slowing things down. The HP, attack, defense, speed. It's something I've seen in a video earlier. Huh. So, like... Maybe I'm completely wrong, but I'm just trying to kind of make my own conclusions based off what you said. Does that mean, like, if a Pokemon has, like, specific EVs or IVs in those games, they're shiny? Is that what that means? Am I understanding you correctly? Or, like, do they need to be maxed out or something like that to be shiny? I'm very curious. Alright. Yes, but they're called DVs. I think I have heard the term DV before. I don't remember what it stands for. I also don't really know what the difference is. But hell, I barely know what the difference is between EVs and IVs, so... Is anyone surprised? No. But yeah, I don't exactly know what DVs are. so I can't speak on that. You'd probably be better to explain that than I would, brother. I'm kind of just vibing to this music. It's got me like all I don't know, like serenaded. I'm calm. I feel relaxed. Okay. Oh shoot, press wrong button. Come on now. No dice. Oh my god. No, I'm constantly struggling to keep all of these devices on the screen at once because they're all moving around. Yeah, like I said, I don't really know the difference between like DVs versus EVs and IVs. To be fair though, I've never gotten like that deep into Pokemon. I've never really played Pokemon competitively, as I've told y'all before. And also, like, I don't know, when I play Pokemon game, I very heavily self-insert into that Pokemon game. I put the R in RPG. Like, I fully get into the whole role-playing aspect of it, and I love self-inserting. So, like, when I play Pokemon game, I care more about, like, whichever Pokemon I think look cool, or which Pokemon are, like, my favorites, and that's who I pick. That's who I pick to be a member of my party. I don't pick, like, the best Pokemon. And I've never really gotten into competitive, which I know in competitive Pokemon, like, EVs, IVs, natures, held items, all of that kind of stuff is way more important, which is the type of stuff that I've never really paid attention to, I'll be honest. The Scyther from the game corner can be shiny if its HP is 82 attack, 72 defense, 59 speed, 74 special. Or no, HP is 82, attack 72, defense 59, speed 74, and special 44. Oh. Oh, interesting. So, like, anytime you get a Scyther from the game corner, then you have to check its stats, and if it matches those exact criteria, it's shiny. That seems kind of crazy. That seems like so much work. Like, I'm complaining about how this shiny hunt is going to be way slower than anything we've ever done before because, you know, obviously the newer games are a lot easier to shiny hunt in. But, like, I'm complaining about this shiny hunt. Meanwhile, that Scyther shiny hunt sounds unbearable. I always keep double checking my little clicker here to make sure that my number on stream isn't wrong, because I keep forgetting to update the number on stream. Apologies. Okay. It's very fun. Sorry, I just stumbled over my words. It's very funny you mentioned the game corner Scyther specifically, because like I said earlier, the game corner is one of the places that I want to shiny hunt. I specifically want to shiny hunt at the game corner in Fire Red and Leaf Green because it'll be faster than pretty much any other shiny hunt in this game. So, yippee! Good for me. The odds are still 1 in 8,000 though. Yeah, it's rough. It's rough out here in these streets. That makes sense though, because I wouldn't expect the odds to be anything different in the original games. I mean, if anything, I'd maybe expect them to be worse, but that still sucks to like have to check stats as a way to find out if a Pokemon's shiny. Okay. Yeah. I mean, like I said, there's a reason I wanted to beat Generation 1, or the Kanto region, I guess, specifically, because these games technically aren't Generation 1. Whatever. People get all butthurt when I mix up the terms. I had one person in my chat one time get so mad at me because I referred to Heart Gold and Soul Silver as Generation 2, and like, sure, technically it's Gen 4, but like the game, the region it's set in is Gen 2. So I try to make sure I don't mess up my words anymore, so I'm not upsetting people. But wow, I'm getting really behind on my counter here. But anyways, there's a reason that I wanted to play the Kanto region in Fire Red and Leaf Green, and it's just because it'll be slightly faster to shiny hunt in these games compared to, you know, that very annoying process that you explained in the chat for red, blue, green. Yeah, I would hate myself if I had to shiny hunt in those games. But like I said earlier, I really, really want to beat the Kanto region with only shiny Pokemon. And then if we're able to do that, I would really, really like to beat the Johto region with only shiny Pokemon. And then why not the Hoenn region? And then the Sinnoh region. And then Unova. Love Unova. Until eventually, years down the line, years from now, we can say on Livestream that we've beaten every Pokemon region with only shiny Pokemon. Which would be a really cool humble brag. But also, now that I'm able to like record and live stream my Game Boy games directly with the GameCube, as I was showing you guys earlier, we could also do like some other challenge playthroughs. It doesn't just have to be shinies. All right, we could do Nuzlocks, we could do Kaizos. Yeah, we could do a lot of different stuff, which I'm looking forward to. I'm also thinking about getting a capture card for my 3DS. That way I could play DS games and 3DS games on stream as well. So it wouldn't just be Game Boy games we could live stream. We'd be able to do DS and 3DS, which would be so much fun. I can't wait. It's a lot more difficult to capture DS gameplay though, and installing a capture card to a DS is super, super difficult, so that's going to take a little bit of time. That's going to take some time. It's something that I won't quite have ready yet. But that's okay. We have nothing but time because this series is going to take a lot of time. This shiny hunting process is going to take weeks, if not months, just to catch like 3 or 4 shinies. And that's crazy to say out loud. Like, I only want 3 or 4 shinies so I can beat the game. I'm not even doing a whole party of 6, just 3 or 4. And in order to catch 3 or 4 shinies in these games, it's potentially going to take us months, which is so crazy to say out loud. What am I getting myself into, boys? I would have been happier if it were Cherubi or Chirim, but I just got a shiny Wormadam from a tree. I mean, that's not terrible though, because I actually kind of like Motham's shiny. I think Motham's shiny looks pretty cool. Oh no, I was pressing the wrong button on this Game Boy. Dude, I gotta go through this whole cutscene again. Oh no. Alright, Gary, take your Squirtle. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Now, one thing I did learn about these games when doing my research and trying to plan out this series, one thing I learned was that these games, specifically Fire Red and Leaf Green, are a little weird in how the game determines when a Pokemon is shiny. Because apparently it's based off like the frame you encounter a Pokemon, or like the frame you talk to Professor Oak, and pick your starter, for example, what we're doing right now. And maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe I'm getting in my head too much, but I'm trying to like, I don't know, game the system, which I know is impossible. Like, it's not possible by any human. Only a TAS bot, like literally only a TAS bot would be able to do it. But like, I'm trying to almost figure out if I can game the system to get the correct frame that would give me a shiny. I know that's not possible though. Let's be realistic. Okay. All right, keep going. Keep on grinding. I still have to eat dinner tonight, bro. Actually, now that I mention that, I should probably not stream for like 5-6 hours like I originally planned to, because not only do I need to go to bed on time for my work tomorrow, but I also still need to eat dinner. Thankfully, I got a couple choices. Hi, I'm Miss Abby. Nice to see you. Are you still watching the game out there? What's the Sunday night game? Ooh, wait, that's actually a good game. Okay. You made the sliders, right? Ooh, sliders. Ooh, wait, there's a weird dog in our room. There's a weird dog. Thank you, baby. What'd you say? Oh, okay. I thought you said something else. My bad. I feel like we're just constantly in a state of doing laundry. Maybe we just have too many clothes. I don't know, man. I always feel like I'm needing to do laundry. Well, boys, we hit 300. It's another 100 down. This is a grind. Let me tell ya. $300 resets down. Depending on how long this takes me, I think that will determine how many shinies I actually want to catch in this game. Because like I was saying earlier, you could beat the game with 2. Easily 2 shinies. But both of them are just going to become HM slaves. Or you could beat the game with a whole party of 6. But I would be 80 years old by the time I did that. Why does this keep happening? I swear to God, my A button on this Game Boy is not working properly, because like I keep failing to pick up the Charmander and add him to my party. Bro, what? It keeps slowing me down, too. Alright. Did we get a shiny? No. Annoying. Yeah. So, because I'm not gonna do 2 Pokemon, but I'm also not gonna do a full party of 6, I've been going back and forth between whether or not I get 3 shinies or 4 shinies. And I think the determining factor is genuinely just going to be, like, how fast it takes us to get the first 1 or 2. Because I don't want to be, like, stuck shiny hunting for months before I can actually start the playthrough of the game. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Because realistically, I could do it with 3. I would just have to give so many of my Pokemon HM moves. They wouldn't have, like, good competitive movesets. But I just said earlier, I don't really care about playing this game competitively anyways, so what does it matter? I just want to double check here. I feel like I'm getting so anxious that I'm gonna miss the shiny that I just keep double checking. Okay. Let's keep going. Let's keep grinding. Also, I was saying earlier that the reason I'm playing on 4 games at once is because that's just the maximum amount of games that I have, and also the maximum amount of systems that I have. But I briefly talked with my boy Melon Wizard, my dearest brother Zach, and I talked with Zach about whether or not I could borrow his Pokemon Fire Red, and he said that you know, it was possible. We just have to, you know, meet up and hang out, and then he can give it to me. But problem with that is he lives so far away now, and yeah, I'd have to organize a time to, like, go hang out with him, because I don't want to just, like, show up to his place and steal his Pokemon Fire Red. Like, if I'm gonna go hang out with him, I want to make, like, a day of it, like, you know, spend a lot of time together. But realistically, if I do go hang out with Zach sometime in the near future, we could make this 5 times as fast instead of 4 times as fast. Come on now. I have been vibing out to this music all night, though. It's been good. It's keeping me awake. Yeah. See, I wish that we could speed up this process a little bit, but what's making it so difficult is just having to talk to Professor Oak and Gary over and over and over again. That's what's really slowing things down. Professor Oak and Gary are both going to be my biggest ops by the end of this series. By the end of the Shiny Hunt, I'm going to have an absolute visceral hatred for both Professor Oak and Gary. Oh, press the wrong button there on my one system. Sometimes I look over at my stream and I see my face, and I have the worst resting bitch face. I look so pissed off sometimes. I promise y'all I'm not actually pissed. I promise. It just looks like I'm pissed off sometimes. It makes myself laugh, honestly. Alright. Honestly, we should start taking bets in the stream as to which system we're going to find the shiny on. Is it going to be the blue Game Boy, the SNES themed Game Boy, the blue DS, or the Club Penguin themed DS? Which one do we think, boys? Place your bets in the chat now. Hi, Abby. Did you make a cookie? Oh, it's one of the raw Pillsbury cookies. I love those so much. They're my favorite thing. Okay. Probably wipe my hand off so I don't get grease on my DS and my Game Boy. Oh, that's so good. I love those Pillsbury cookies. Alright. Congratulations, Gary, you got a Squirtle. Another 4 down. Sorry, Charmander. I'm gonna have to let you go because you are not shiny. Okay. When I was doing my research for like the best strategies and the best ways people have shiny hunted in this game before, I came across a dude on YouTube who does this, like similar to what I'm doing right now, but like on 7 Game Boys. He'll play like 7 games at once, and it looks like he's playing a fucking piano. Like he's got them all set up in a row, and his hands are just constantly going back and forth, left and right across all 7 Game Boys, which is insane to me. And again, I don't have 7 Game Boys. I'm far too poor, and I'm far too broke to own that many Game Boys, let alone that many copies of Fire Red and Leaf Green, because this game's starting to get expensive if you try to buy it on like the internet, or if you go to like a gaming store. Shit costs so much money nowadays. But it was just so crazy to see this dude like play 7 games at once. I don't know, man. That's definitely a way to do it, though. You're speeding up the process so much. Like, I'm jealous. I'm already doing this shiny hunt 4 times as fast as normal. If you're doing it 7 times as fast, that's crazy. Like, you'll probably only have to do 1,000 resets. I'm very, very jealous, I'll say that. I have the hiccups now, though. I shouldn't have eaten that cookie. Though, let's be honest, literally anything gives me the hiccups. feel like I always get the hiccups on stream. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just like the way I'm sitting, or because I'm talking so much. I don't know. Ooh, we get some Undertale music up in here. Now I'm hype. Now I'm hype, boys. There's just something about like Undertale music that really gets me like bopping. This reminds me of my childhood. I wouldn't shiny hunt, but for the OG Game Boy, my sister stopped using hers and gave it to me. I had red and blue, so I'd boot up both. That way I could transfer my starters to the main game. That's really funny. See, none of my sisters had a Game Boy, but like there was a couple kids that lived down the block from me that had Game Boys. I would try to like trade with them, and like one of us would restart our games over and over and over again just to get multiple starters for each other. I don't know. That just unlocked a childhood memory in my brain, Hollow Man, I'll be honest. The way you described that. It's very reminiscent. But yeah. I wish I had multiple consoles as a kid growing up, because like my parents were very strict, so they wouldn't always let me like hang out with other kids. So I'd have to like wait sometimes months in between before I could do more trades with my friends on Pokemon. I would just be like a wife of a veteran. Her husband's out to fight in the Civil War and she's writing him letters every month. Except for me, my letters were, please trade me a Torchic so I can complete my Pokedex in Ruby and Sapphire. Just waiting for the next time I'd be able to see my friends and trade with them. Alright. Yeah, I think my goal for the night is still going to be at least 500 resets. I think we can do it. I think we can do that, eat dinner, and then still go to bed on time before I have to work tomorrow. I think we can do it. I believe in us. I mean, depending on how fast we move, we might even be able to get a little bit more than 500 resets. We'll see. Okay. Come on now. And you know, another thing I need to do before I go to bed, I need to make a thumbnail for these live streams. Now that we're starting a new series on stream, I need a new thumbnail. The one nice thing though is once I make the default thumbnail for this series, I can just keep using that over and over again until we find the shiny. I can use the same kind of style of thumbnail for each shiny hunt live stream. I've been trying to make more thumbnails for my live streams, specifically for the YouTube live streams, but I'll use the thumbnail on all of them. Don't be wrong. Like, if I'm making the thumbnail, I might as well put it up on Twitch and TikTok as well. But the thumbnails, I'm making them specifically for the YouTube live streams, so maybe it gives people a reason to click on them, at least a little bit more of a reason to click on them after the stream's over. God dang it. This one is having an issue with the A button where it just will not collect the Charmander. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, I'm making thumbnails for my live streams lately. And hopefully that will help increase the amount of traction my live streams get. Can't tell if it's working or not. Who knows if it's actually having a positive impact, but At least it makes the thumbnails of my VODs look pretty. Instead of it just being like a screenshot from the live stream. It's got a pretty thumbnail for the VOD. All right, let's get it. Dude, I keep seeing someone on TikTok named LeBron join my chat. This has been happening like all night, bro. It's so funny. It always distracts me. Alright. One more down. What the heck? Why is this song starting with a Discord notification? That was like the sound you get when a Discord call starts. What song is this? I'm about to block this song from ever playing again. It made me think I was getting a Discord call. What the heck, bro? Sorry, okay, got a little distracted. That song actually just like baited me. I genuinely thought I was getting a Discord call. Alright. Let's keep going. How crazy would it be? I'm just thinking of like hypotheticals now. Scenarios. How crazy would it be if I got like 2 Charmanders at once that were shiny? 2 on the same reset. See, now I'm just being blissfully optimistic. It would be dope though, because that would be 2 of our 4 shinies immediately caught. Instead of having to do 3 more shiny hunts after that, we'd only have to do 2 more. Oh boy, alright. Come on, turn on. I couldn't get the Game Boy to turn on for a second. I was panicking. Oh, my back hurts a little bit. Also, when I was getting the stream ready today, I had to like make an entire new stream scene for this series because I had previously a shiny hunting scene that I used, and like it was the default shiny hunting stream setup that I would use whenever I wanted to shiny hunt. But it didn't quite work for my vertical live streams for TikTok, so I had to change things up a little bit and make a new one. Probably, I don't want to stay up too late except for tomorrow, so I'll probably be live till like 9. Okay, I'm gonna eat after. Yeah.
We'll just have what's left.
Yeah, that's fine.
Do you care if you want the end?
No, I don't care. Probably am not gonna eat like all of my food because I still have the leftovers I want to eat from. Yeah, from lunch. Oh man. Thank you though. Where was I? I clicked the clicker. Sorry, I completely lost my like muscle memory. Click the clicker, but I didn't increase the counter on screen. And none of these are shiny, so we're gonna reset again. Back at it again. Also, I have my TikTok chat open in another window, and someone whose name has the word Pop-Tart in it. God dang it, bro. It keeps happening on this Game Boy, or my A button isn't working properly. Anyway, sorry. While I get this Game Boy to catch up. Someone with the name Pop Tart is live on TikTok. I don't think it's the official Pop Tart channel, but very intriguing. I kind of want to go watch their live stream. All right, no shinies. Okay. You know what that means, boys? Another reset. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what I want my thumbnail to be for this live stream series. I'm thinking of like maybe like a picture of shiny Charmander, and then next to it we could have like the number of resets we did in that live stream with like a symbol. Oopsies, press the wrong button. That was awkward. So like for this live stream, if we get up to like 500 resets before we end the stream, which is my plan, so hopefully we can accomplish that, the thumbnail would say 0 to 500 resets. And then the next live stream, if we do like another 500 resets, that thumbnail would say 500 to 1000 resets. That way the thumbnails are also keeping track of the amount of resets we've done and how many Charmanders we've cycled through. I think that'd be kind of cool to have the like number of resets be a part of the VOD thumbnail. Sorry, I'm really just vibing out to this music. I love me some good Pokemon remixes. Dude, I'll listen to like Pokemon lo-fi music just to go to bed sometimes. Dude, I don't understand why the A button's not working on this one. It's gonna make it. This is gonna be the death of me. This Game Boy right here. Okay, now that we're caught up. The worst part is I can't see it. So like, because my hand's blocking it, I can't see whenever I, fall behind and the button's not working. Okay. They got a little out of sync there, but that's okay. We caught up. 376. Okay. You ready? Let's keep our head in the game. Troy Bolton style. See, now I'm getting paranoid, so I keep like double checking that the Game Boy underneath my hand is actually working properly. Of course, in doing that, I distracted myself and accidentally tried naming 2 of my Charmanders. Oopsies. All right, let's keep going. $388 bad though. We're making good progress tonight, especially for our first time ever doing this. Because, like I said, it's going to take me a little bit to get the muscle memory down and, kind of perform the shiny hunt at the most optimal and efficient pace. So, as we learn And as we get better at this muscle memory, we'll hopefully move even faster and faster, and things will go by a lot more quickly. But for our first live stream doing this, we're making pretty good pace. Oh my god, bro. I'm about to just switch these two Game Boys out so I can see. Maybe it's me, though. Maybe I'll switch them out and then it starts happening this one, and it's just my fault. I'm the one that's not pressing the button. I guess this is a good way to test that, because I'm getting so annoyed with this gameplay. I don't know. Maybe it is my fault, boys. Okay. I do think part of the reason my back hurts today, though, is because I slept so poorly yesterday. Like, last night was maybe one of the worst nights of sleep I've gotten in years. I don't want to say in my entire life. I don't want to exaggerate. But what I will say is, like, of all the times I've been healthy and tried to sleep, last night was like one of the worst nights of my life. Because, obviously, I've had worse nights of sleep when I'm sick. When I had COVID back in, like, 2021, that shit sucked. Like, I could not sleep for a week straight, basically. But I am pretty much healthy right now, right? As far as I'm concerned. And last night was maybe one of the worst nights of sleep I've ever had while healthy. It was rough. So maybe that's why I'm feeling so out of it. Like, my back just hurts right now. Keep, like, trying to shake it off. Kenna says bye. She didn't even say hi. What do you mean bye? How we doing? How are y'all feeling after yesterday? Oops. She said bye, that's it. Okay. Still doesn't answer my question, though. How y'all feeling after yesterday? Hopefully better than I am. I didn't even drink, too. My back just hurts so much. And I also could not fall asleep last night. Tired. Yeah. Oh, yeah, my back is screaming at me. Oh, wait. What are we at here? 392? Okay, let's make sure that the number on screen is correct. See, I love that I'm using this. This might be my favorite thing, because this clicker is keeping me accurate. It's keeping me honest. That way we don't have another Mario Kart 100 lap challenge situation again. Because that was a bit of a fail. Yeah, just a little bit. I mean, you would know better than me. Random girl. I don't gotta tell you that. You already know that. I was joking around about how, you know, my 100 lap challenge was more like 150 laps. God dang it, I accidentally tried to nickname all these. Yeah, I was joking around about my 100 lap challenge. Sorry, 170. And that my ability to keep track of that challenge was so bad that now for this challenge, I'm using a clicker to keep track of just how many Charmanders we've come into contact with. Sorry, that makes it sound like he's a disease. I came into contact with Charmander. I caught Charmander, bro. I tested positive for Charmander. No. I'm using the clicker to keep track of how many resets we've done. And then if I notice that the number on the clicker is different than the number on stream, I realize very quickly that I forgot to update the number on stream, similar to what I was doing with the Mario Kart challenge. But at least this way, I'm able to update things in real time and correct my mistakes, more importantly. Oop, wrong button. I really am vibing out to this music, though. This is great. Okay. And that right there, boys, is 400. Only 100 more to go, and then I think we're going to head off for the night, which I know it's probably going to be a little bit of an early ending for this stream, but I do want to go eat dinner. And like I said, I still got to make a thumbnail for this live stream. But also, if I'm being honest, I'd not expect to get to 500 this quickly tonight, let alone to get to 400 right now. Like, this is going at a much faster rate than I expected, which is why I had originally planned for this live stream to be like 5 hours. And we're not even going to make it to like 4 hours probably. Yeah. I'm actually surprised at how quickly this live stream's been going. What food are you going to have when you eat? Well, so my wife made sliders tonight, which I was honestly surprised she made dinner because we have a lot of leftovers. So I'm either going to eat the sliders or I'll eat leftovers. For example, one of the things we have as leftovers, one of the options, is Texas Roadhouse. And like, I don't know about y'all, but I love Texas Roadhouse. So like, I might eat my leftovers tonight and save the sliders for tomorrow, or I could pack them as like my lunch tomorrow. I don't know. Could go either way. But yeah. And there's so much I still need to get done though. Like, in my next couple days off, I have a long laundry list of things I want to do. For example, back when I changed my, username online, this is a couple months ago, but back when I changed my name on every social media platform from WolfeXCIX to WolfeXP, I still forgot to update some like things here and there, like a couple YouTube descriptions and online names. Like if I log into Valorant right now, I bet you my name is probably still my old online alias, probably still WolfeXCIX instead of being WolfeXP. So that's like one thing I have on my to-do list, for example. Another thing I have on my to-do list is to finally make like set rewards for my Twitch subscribers, because like I don't really have real membership rewards for the individual tiers and stuff, so I want to kind of lay them out in a bit more vocal, concrete way, so people like know what rewards exist if they subscribe to my Twitch, or become a member on TikTok, or maybe in the future become a member on YouTube. I haven't unlocked YouTube memberships yet, but like eventually when I do unlock YouTube memberships, I want to have like real rewards for people that are like subscribers to my Twitch channel or members to my YouTube. That way there's a reason worth doing that, instead of just people subscribing for the emotes. I just got a shiny Lillipup on Pokemon Go. I'm very jealous. I love me a good Unova Pokemon. Gen 5 is one of my favorite generations of all time. I love Unova. But yeah. The one thing that makes that difficult, though, and this is something that, like, has always kind of bothered me about Twitch, speaking about my problems with Twitch. We were talking about this earlier. One thing that's always bothered me about Twitch is I can't set, like, individual rewards for the individual tiers, really. Say, for example, I wanted one of my rewards to be, if you subscribe to me on Twitch, I'll do one sub-only stream a month. You can do that. That's possible. But what you can't do is say I wanted that sub-only live stream to be for my tier 3 subs only. Or, give you another hypothetical. Let's say I wanted to do one sub-only live stream a month for all of my Twitch subs, but one sub-only live stream a month for just tier 3. There's no way you can do that on Twitch because you can't differentiate the subscriber-only feature between subscriber tiers. So, if you make something subscriber-only on Twitch, it's available to all 3 tiers on Twitch. Similarly, let's say I wanted to start uploading like behind-the-scenes footage to my Twitch subscribers, or like bonus videos to my Twitch subscribers. There would be no way I could set up those videos to go out to just my tier 2 subscribers or just my tier 3 subscribers. It's going to go out to all 3 tiers, which to me feels a little unfair to people who are. Forgot to click this one more time. It feels a little unfair to people who are tier 3 subscribers. So, like, that's always kind of bummed me out, I'm going to be honest, about Twitch. Because, like, for YouTube, once I do unlock YouTube memberships, if someone becomes a YouTube member, and let's just say my YouTube memberships are priced the same way as Twitch, I could do that on YouTube. Let's say the default subscription on YouTube is, you know, $5 like it is on Twitch, but then I make like a tier 3, which is $20 on YouTube. I can differentiate that stuff where, like, you know, my tier 3 YouTube members could get behind the scenes footage and I could hide that from my tier 1 YouTube members. Or like my tier 3 YouTube members could get, you know, their own exclusive live streams that my tier 1 YouTube members can't see. That's one reason I think YouTube is a much better streaming platform than Twitch, is you have a lot more chat interaction and like membership possibilities. Like the memberships are just way better, I think. Behind the scenes stuff would only be possible through something like Patreon. Yeah. Patreon or like YouTube, because you can't do it on TikTok either. Like, I know I've spent this entire time shit talking Twitch and how, you know, it's not possible on Twitch. It's also not possible on TikTok, so TikTok is also a bit of a bummer in that way. But yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, I'm really hoping I can unlock YouTube memberships soon. The problem is you unlock them through either watch time or shorts views. And the problem is I have almost neither. So you can unlock it through hours watched, but I never really upload much to my channel anymore. Or you unlock it through how many views you get on shorts. But I also don't really upload shorts. So both ways I'm screwed. I'm screwed both ways, boys, let me tell you. Maybe I should just start uploading YouTube shorts, and then I'll hopefully unlock the ability to get YouTube members quicker. But I don't know. Yeah. YouTube definitely has one of the best membership programs. I think it has the best membership program of all 3 platforms I live stream on. It's better than Twitch, and it's better than TikTok, that's for sure. I just haven't unlocked it yet. Heartbreaking. But once I do, I'll try to have some more concrete rewards for y'all, where like you know what you're getting if you subscribe to me, and what you're getting is going to be more than just emotes. Like I want to have some fun like bonus content and bonus live streams. So that's something we're going to try to set up in the future here. Like I said, it's tricky because like any reward I make for my tier 1 subs, my tier 3 subs are going to get, and any reward I make for my tier 3 subs, my tier 1 subs are going to get. So trying to make that fair for everyone across all platforms as well, to make things fair across Twitch, TikTok, and YouTube. It's been a bit of a difficult process, and I've been literally writing things down on paper to try to like visualize it better and make sure that I'm being both as fair as possible to all my viewers while also giving you guys like the most rewards possible. You know, talking about all this for some reason reminded me of when I first got Twitch affiliate, which was a really, really long time ago now that I think about it. But when I first got Twitch affiliate, I wasn't actually even home. I couldn't even like celebrate on stream. I had to wait like a week to celebrate it because I was on vacation in South Carolina. And I was just geeking. Like, I was already in a really good mood because, you know, I'm on vacation. But then I unlocked Twitch affiliate the same time, and I was on top of the world, let me tell you. Living my best life. Especially because, like, I look back on some of my early years live streaming, and for, like, the first year straight, I basically only played Minecraft and Stardew Valley. Eventually, like, going into, like, my second and third year streaming, I played a lot of Counter-Strike, but, like, for the first year, I only played, like, Minecraft and Stardew Valley, and, like, I had 0 viewers. Basically, for a year straight, I was just farming in Stardew Valley, or farming in Minecraft, honestly, and talking to myself. It's very nostalgic to look back on. I got affiliate 1 day earlier than I was supposed to. Don't tell Twitch. How the heck do you even do that? I'm very intrigued. I can't even like figure like how would that be possible? Did they just like give it to you under the expectation you were gonna unlock it? No shinies. Lucky. One of the requirements was to stream on different days of the week. I did all days but one, yet somehow I got it anyways. Huh. Interesting. You know, I'll be honest, I don't even remember what the requirements of affiliate were now that I think about it. Like, I remember unlocking affiliate, but I don't remember what the requirements were. Kind of crazy. I don't know. I can't think of it right now. Also, congrats on 902 different shinies, Drac. I'm very jealous, especially because I'm out here just going through it right now. I'm in the trenches. In the trenches of Fire Red and Leaf Green, let me tell you. I low-key zoned out there, I'm not gonna lie. Run it back. We're almost there. I'll be honest, I'm not only very, like, sore because of how poor I slept last night. Like I said, my back hurts, but I'm also so tired because of how little I slept last night. So I'm fighting through right now. I'm fighting to get to 500 resets. That's my one and only goal for the night. I wanted to get to 500. My wife is riling up the dog. I don't know if you can hear him in the background, but he's barking. She's... What the heck? No, don't do that. She's out here riling up the dog. Okay. "444. I'm not sure if they've changed it from when I did it. It was to stream on 7 different days of the week, stream 40 plus hours, and have an average viewership of 3 people. Was that within like a month time frame? Am I correct in saying that? That's what I feel like I remember it being. It was within like a 30-day time frame, right? Or am I wrong? I don't know. Ever since then, I usually have an average viewership of 1 to 2 people. I do remember, I'll be so honest with you, I can relate to that. I remember struggling to get that average viewership of 1 to 2 people. I was roughing it. And then finally, I had like a really, really good stream. The day before I left for vacation, I got raided by some girl. I should know her name because I still follow her. But I got raided by her. And it put like 20 plus people in my chat, and that bumped up my average to be above 3. And I then went to vacation the next day, like literally drove down to South Carolina the next day, and I got the email saying that I had qualified for affiliate. And again, I'm not all that entertaining, so I don't blame people or anything. I'm not the best socially, so when I have people in chat, I don't find the best ways to stay interactive. I wouldn't say that, Hollow Man. I mean, listen, it is good to, you know, be self-aware of things you want to work on as a streamer, so you improve. But I wouldn't say that like you're not entertaining, because I've watched some of your like VODs before. Granted, I've almost never been in your chat in real time. I'm usually watching a VOD. But like, we've also played games together, and I had fun. So I wouldn't be too hard on yourself. But at the same time, I'm not gonna, you know, not gonna push back too hard on you, because I think it is good to like know what you want to improve on as a streamer, because that gives you a goal to work towards. So I'm not gonna take that goal away from you, but I also, you know, I don't want you to think that all of that is necessarily true. Like for me, one thing I still suck at is paying attention to all 3 chats at once. Like as we're talking about it right now, I haven't looked over at the TikTok chat in like 5 minutes. Now, to be fair, that's partially because there's been no one in the TikTok chat today, with the exception of 1 person at the beginning of the stream, and LeBron James coming in and out of the chat. But like otherwise, like because my TikTok chat has been so dead today, I haven't really looked at the TikTok chat, which is something I need to work on. Like I should be paying attention to all 3 of my chats. That's something I definitely need to work on, but it's just always been a struggle for me. Yeah. I think it was within a 30-day time frame. Yeah, that's what I remembered. And those sound correct. Like those requirements you put in the chat, it does sound correct. Because I remember the 40 plus hours. I remember the average viewer of 3 people. The only thing I didn't really remember was the 7 different days of the week requirement, but maybe that was something they added after I got affiliate. I don't know. It's been so long now that I just don't remember. It's seriously hard to pay attention to multiple chats. So yeah, I know. I really, really struggle with it. It's my biggest vice. I think another thing I struggle with sometimes is filling the empty space when there's no one in the chat. Because, and it's crazy to say that as like one of my struggles, because it's something I used to be so good at. Like when I first started streaming, I had no viewers, but I was really good at just filling in the empty space and just talking to myself. Like I was very proud of that actually as a streamer when I first started out. It's like I was very good at just making conversation with myself and always talking. But one thing that I think was almost like a curse in disguise, it's a blessing and a curse. It's like now that I have a bit more of a following, like I almost always have someone in the chat. At least one of my 3 chats, all right? There's usually at least someone across TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube that's watching. And while I, think that's definitely a blessing, it's definitely a good thing. The one downside of that, it has, as a result, eliminated my ability to just talk to myself. Because I now almost rely too heavily on someone being in the chat for me to talk to. Like, I've gotten so used to someone always being in the chat, so I just talk with them. And my skill that I used to have of being able to talk to myself and talk even when there's no chatters, that skill has like gone away completely. You guys can definitely hear the dog in the background now. I'm sorry. I can leave to help you with that. No, that's okay, Alaman. That's okay. I'm not asking for people to leave the chat. So, it's really funny you said that, because right as you said you were going to leave, LeBron just joined the chat again. It's got to be a glitch at this point. I'm convinced my TikTok chat is glitching out, because this is like the 40th time tonight I've seen LeBron enter and exit my chat. There's no way this is a real person joining and leaving the chat like 40 times. It's so funny though, because it keeps popping up. It's really tripping me up, bro. But yeah, that is one downside. I feel like I've lost my skill of just being able to talk to myself and fill that dead air when no one's in the chat. That's another thing I need to work on, because I do still have days every once in a while where like there's no one in the chat. It's not a impossibility, it's just unlikely. But whenever those days happen, every once in a while, I feel like a terrible streamer because I don't know what to say. I don't have a TikTok account. They tell you who enters the stream and when they leave. Yeah. It actually is low-key one of my least favorite things about TikTok, because like someone will message in the chat, and then while I'm trying to read their message, the notifications of people entering and leaving the chat will just send that chat message up in the chat, and like it'll send it away. Like if you try to chat on TikTok, it'll get hidden behind like all the messages in the chat of people entering and leaving. And I think that's so stupid. But yeah, it is definitely very annoying. So Drac, are you still shiny hunting Cherubi? Because I know you said earlier that you were up to, what was it, like 904 shinies? Something like that? But did you not find a Cherubi yet? You're still grinding for it. That's unlucky. I feel bad for you, brother. Almost there. Almost 500. And then I can eat food and go to bed. I'm so tired. That's the worst part, though, about, like, not getting a good night's sleep. The worst part about it right now is I just feel like today was not a waste, but, like, I couldn't get anything done. Today was like a wash. Because I feel so terrible. It ruined my ability to actually get things done today, which sucks. It's the same as like being sick though. And maybe this is just me. Maybe it's because I hate wasting my time. But my least favorite thing about being sick is not the fact that like I'm actually sick. It's me feeling like I wasn't able to get anything done that day. I feel like I waste my time when I'm sick, which is such a silly way of looking at things. Like, it's very clearly not the correct mentality to have when being sick. You should, like, I don't know. I feel like most people, when they get sick, they're just mad that they're sick, or they're mad that, like, they can't go out and hang out with their friends, or go to work and make a check, collect that bag. Like, those are two things I could care less about when I'm sick. I don't care that I'm sick. I don't care that I, can't work. Money is not the end of the world. What annoys me when I'm sick is that I can't get anything done that day. I can't stream. Can't, like, edit a video. Makes me mad. Okay. I have one of the two I need. Oh, okay. That makes more sense, because I thought you said that before. Yeah. 476. I had to double check my math for a second. It said 475 for like a second. I'm like, that's not a multiple of 4. That's not possible. All right. I don't know what I'm going to eat for dinner. I think I might have my Texas Roadhouse leftovers. I love the bread at Texas Roadhouse, but it never reheats that well. It doesn't taste as good as reheated. Bit of a bummer. I will heat up my steak in the oven though, so that'll taste pretty good. The bread though, it like dries out when you save it, and I think especially when like you put it in the fridge. Kind of a bummer. 480. We're vibing out to some Animal Crossing music now. How are we doing now? I had to leave for a sec. We're still grinding. We're up to 480. I said I was probably going to end the stream at 500, so we're almost done for the night, actually, which, truthfully, I thought this was going to take longer. I'm surprised that we're going to finish around the 3-hour mark. I thought for sure it was going to be 4, 5, 6 hours. But that's okay. Once we get to 500, we'll put a pin in it and keep grinding on Tuesday. I'm going to try to do another 500 on Tuesday. Yeah. All right. It was definitely a fun like first stream back though, especially after not going live for like a month. I was really excited to do this stream. I'm not gonna lie. I was getting so hyped, like even in my own head, I was hyping myself up for this stream. I've been looking forward to this for a while, and you know, I was bummed out that I couldn't stream for a month. I was missing it, so I'm glad that we're back. Okay. You know what's gonna be real fun? Once I do finally get the Charmander and I start working towards other shinies, I'm gonna have to play like 4 games at once just to get to that point where I'm shiny hunting the next Pokemon. For example, like I talked about wanting to shiny hunt at the arcade corner. In order to do that, I'm gonna have to play 4 copies of this game until you unlock the arcade corner. That's like the first 25% of the game I gotta play 4 times. Oh, that's gonna be a bit of a grind as well. That's gonna be a lot of work. That's okay. Maybe I'll have my wife help me. And she's never played this game before, so I can like use the excuse of like, hey Abby, do you wanna play Pokemon Fire and Leaf Green for the first time? Help me out. Help me out by playing one of the 4 games for me. Please. Maybe that'll convince her to help with this challenge. I do think she should play this game. She's played a couple Pokemon games, but she's never played any of the Game Boy or DS games. She's only played Pokemon on Switch, which is almost a disservice to Pokemon the franchise, because like the Switch games are so much worse than the Game Boy games and the DS games. And that's not just the nostalgia talking. Like, I still stand by my statement that the quality of Pokemon games dropped off on the Switch. Now, they're still good video games. Don't be wrong, they're great video games. They're just not the best Pokemon games. Bro stole the clicker from Kissing Tower. You know what's funny? I liked those clickers so much that we had at work that I bought my own off Amazon for this series. Specifically for this series. Alright, we got 2 resets left and then we're done for the night. We're gonna stop at 500. So 2 more of turning all of these devices on and off again. Based clicker decision. Thank you. Thank you, brother. So once you get Charmander, are you gonna do this again with the other 3 to get the other starters? No. Oh, dear God, no. The starter shiny hunt is one of the slowest in the game. The only reason I'm doing it is because I have to. That way I can start the game with a shiny. Because again, my end goal is to beat the entire game with shinies only. But I can't start playing the game until I get a shiny, which means I have to have a shiny starter. Which sucks because this shiny hunt is so slow. The next shiny hunt we're doing after this will be like 5 times as fast. Honestly, I don't want to exaggerate. It might be like 10 times as fast compared to this. %. That's why I mainly play fan-made games now, like Rejuvenation. You've told me about Rejuvenation before. I definitely want to play some more like ROM hacks and fan-made games, because I feel like sometimes like the ROM hacks of Pokemon and the fan-made like Pokemon spin-offs are better than some of the actual Pokemon games. I'm not gonna lie. I think the only thing that's held me back from playing those games is the fact that like I already have such a massive backlog of video games that I've never played, and there are admittedly some Pokemon games in that backlog. Like I've never played all of the Mystery Dungeon games, and I've never played all of the spin-off games. So like my mindset is kind of, I can't justify playing a fan-made Pokemon game yet until I play like all of the Pokemon games that I actually own. And until I play all the Pokemon games in my backlog, the fan-made games might have to wait. But I don't know. That's not exactly a logical mentality. That's just it's how my brain works, but it might not be the correct mentality. So maybe we will play some fan-made games sooner rather than later. Okay. Last go of things here, boys. And our last 4 shinies of the night are not it. 4 Charmanders, and they're all the normal color. Unlucky. Okay. Again, I know the quality of the stream's not the best because of my hand cam, webcam, both cameras I'm using are like $14. But what I will say is the standout system of the night is this Club Penguin DS Lite. The contrast on this thing is clean. Yeah. We're gonna end the stream here in a couple minutes. Just do a little bit of an outro and make sure I catch up on all the chat messages. We're ending the stream with 500 resets, 500 Charmanders. Sadly, none of them shiny. But, you know, that's okay. Not gonna cry about it. And I will be back Tuesday, where I hope to do another 500 of these. And we'll see. We'll see how long this takes us. At the very least, I'm not going to get too negative about it yet, because we're doing this 4 times as fast than if I was playing just one game. However, for some of the people who joined recently and weren't here at the beginning of the stream, my end game plan, all right, the whole plan for this series is I want to beat Pokemon Fire and Leaf Green with shinies only. So once I get the shiny starter, once we find that shiny Charmander, we're going to move over to playing this game on my GameCube with the Game Boy Player attachment. That way, I can say that I'm still playing it on physical hardware. Because sure, yeah, I could totally emulate, you know, Fire Red, Leaf Green. It's not that hard to emulate. But I want to be able to say that I did this on real hardware, which is why I'm going to be playing it on my GameCube, because that is also real hardware. And also, it's just easier to screen cap my GameCube. My capture card works with GameCube. It doesn't work with a Game Boy. So, eventually, we won't be playing Monster Force. We'll be playing Pokemon Fire and Leaf Green. But until then, we're going to have to use this $14 camera to record the shiny hunt. But once we find the shiny, we can use a capture card to continue the series. So I promise it won't look such poor quality for forever. It's just because I have to play 4 Game Boys at once that, you know, I have to use a camera instead of a capture card. Because again, I don't have 4 capture cards. That would be fucking insane. But yeah. Anyways, I'll catch up on the chat here in a second and then, head out for the night. Oh, Emily just joined the stream. As I'm ending the stream, I'm so sorry, friend. Best friend. So sorry. Anyways, yeah, I think you gave me the link to Rejuvenation. But I have not gotten around to playing it yet. I definitely need to play it. I agree. I agree. Same with Pokerogue. Drax's been telling me to play Pokerogue for a while. There's so many. So many Pokemon that I want to play, whether it be the actual games, because there's still some games I haven't played, like Mystery Dungeon, Explorers of Sky. There's so many Pokemon ROM hacks I want to play, and there's so many Pokemon fan games I want to play, so I gotta catch up on it. I'm like 2 days away from 100%ing DK Bonanza. You know what's funny? I will be playing DK Bonanza this week as well. I realized when I was, you know, taking my month break from live streaming and I was thinking about how I wanted to return to live streaming, that I was just playing way too many games at once. Like, I was playing Mario Kart, Rune Factory, Bravely Default, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Fortnite, and it was kind of stopping me from finishing any of the games I was playing. It was just prolonging how long those Let's Plays were taking. So, one of the changes I'm making with my month break from live streaming, and now that I'm back live streaming again, is I'm only gonna play like 2 or 3 games at the same time, max. So like right now we're gonna play Pokemon, Donkey Kong Bonanza, and I'll maybe play Fortnite if my friends ask me to play. But I'm not gonna play it like on my own, you know. That way I can just focus on finishing Donkey Kong Bonanza, and then once I finish Donkey Kong Bonanza, I can go back and finish Bravely Default or Rune Factory, which are 2 games that I've started, but still haven't finished because I was just, again, playing too many things at once. It was taking too long. So we're going to try to focus on playing only 2 games at a time. 3 if you count Fortnite, but that's not really a story-based game, so I don't count Fortnite. We're only going to play like 2 games at a time. That way I guarantee that we're finishing those series in a timely and reasonable fashion. You know, I've thought about getting Yuka Replayly, but I also still haven't even played the original. So maybe. But yeah, anyways, have a nice night, Hollow Man. Hollow Man redeemed Play Monster Force for 24 hours. You're so right, brother. 1 million channel points. My shift starts at 4 p.m. on Friday, so I might miss the Donkey Kong Bonanza stream. That's okay, brother. I mean, we're not gonna beat the game on Friday, but I want to at least get a little bit closer to finishing that game. Slowly chip away at it. I think I'm still like at the divide between the 2 like levels. I could be wrong. I know I got a lot left in that game, so we're gonna keep grinding. Anyways, I'm gonna head out. Have a wonderful rest of your night, guys. Thank you for joining me while you did. Thank you to those who showed up. I really appreciate it. And thank you for not forgetting about me while I was gone for a month. That's always my biggest fear, I'm gonna be honest. Whenever I take like a month break from the stream, I'm just worried like no one's gonna come back to the chat. Because like I've heard horror stories from my friends who are streamers. And also, you'll hear about it all the time if you like watch. Scared the fuck out of me.
Finally able to link my Prime a little.
Thank you for the Prime sub. That actually scared me. Oh my god. Anyways, what was I even saying? Oh. Yeah, you'll hear like especially bigger streamers talk about it all the time. Where like they take a month break from stream and they lose all of their subs and all their viewers. Now granted, it's not gonna be as drastic of a change for someone like me who barely has any viewers in the first place, but it still scares me whenever I take like a month-long break. But I'm glad I did because this new job has been stressful, and I wanted to make sure that I was getting the hang of it and not falling behind in my training. Regardless, I'm happy to be back. Thank you to everyone who showed up. I was not expecting this many people to be in the chat. Thank you for the Prime sub and the follows. I really appreciate the sub, Random Girl. And yeah, have a wonderful night. See you all in 2 days. We're going to do another 500 resets. Peace out.